It's time for the next episode of the Audacity is Way Too High. This video is not going to have a lot of pictures, just some trash can comments and opinions. So buckle up, buttercups. So Nicole Phillip, who is on Threads, made a post saying, "Me, a woman who stays in the gym, speaks 2 languages, owns her own home, invests in stocks, has traveled to 5 continents, openly communicates. Men on the internet, you have nothing to offer." She says, "And I serve face and body with and without makeup, but y'all be on the internet saying anything." Now, for me, I wouldn't have posted a picture of myself showing that I'm serving because, regardless, they're always going to have something to say, whether you're serving or not. When they want to tear you down, they're going to tear you down. And obviously, this is a gorgeous lady. But let's see what some of the comments are. Now, Rosalie swoops in and says, "You are beautiful. These men are clearly rubbish." And to that, Nicole says, "The comments from like 75% of men here show why there's a male loneliness epidemic. That's unfortunate for y'all." And Byron says, that's all great, but that doesn't mean you're qualified to be wife material. Let me give a short, simple list God-fearing men of high character look for in a wife. Number 1, God-fearing woman. Number 2, low sexual body count. More than 3 is too many. Willing to cook and maintain a clean house. No daddy issues. Mother characteristics to raise children. Willing to cooperate and follow a man's lead. Number 7, doesn't compete with men as head of the household. It's that simple. All that other stuff, we don't care. She owns her own home, so she's going to be the head of her own household. Obviously, they just want a servant. So, these men keep saying this, but it just highlights that they are requiring a wife appliance, not a partner. Low sexual body count is like once you get over a certain age, these people really need to chill out with this, but they just keep repeating it. And daddy issues is not a reflection of the woman. That is something that the men need to handle with other men, like stop abandoning your children and treating them terribly. All right, this is Devil's Boy saying, "You're naming things that make men more attractive and not what makes women attractive. A girl that flexes her career is like a man that flexes his extensive shoe collection. Men don't get turned on by career women, but instead look for youth, beauty, fertility, and silence." Jesus. See, this is the reason why you just can't really mess with these people. Youth, beauty, those things. I mean, obviously, we're not going to stay young. Our looks change, fertility will change, and silence. They literally just need a sex doll. And to that, Nicole says, "That's why there's a male loneliness epidemic." And then Devil's Voice says, "Yeah, and you can thank feminism, social media, girls that are independent and don't need a man, the sex industry, divorce rates, and women who are just insufferable. Feminism is the main cause of the problem, and in like 20 to 30 years, you're going to see a spike in women having mental health issues and a spike in antidepressant medications. So women are just supposed to stay young, be beautiful, stay fertile, and stay silent. And obviously, those things are not going to happen. So women have got to have their own money, because when somebody actually has the nerve to get older and needs to be able to support herself, because men only look for the youth, there we have feminism to thank and be able to eat because we can go get a job and all of that." Nicole Phillips says, "I'll thank them both personally," as in I'll thank feminism and social media personally. CGL says, "That's nice, but men don't care about most of the things you posted. How do any of those make you wife material?" All right, so Tree Assassin says, "Those accomplishments are not nothing. Of them all, the only one that will benefit a man is your being fit and maybe being bilingual. Owning your home doesn't benefit him, it's yours. Your investments are yours. And you having traveled 5 continents doesn't benefit a man. Openly communicating means that you like to talk a lot. Most men aren't interested in that. Just a man's perspective here." So women are just supposed to be a resource. When they see you, what are you doing to benefit him? How are you there to serve him? You are not your own person. You are there to serve him. So your stuff, if it's not benefiting him, why are you even doing it? You're supposed to be taking your gifts, your accomplishments, and pouring it into a man. If you're not pouring it into a man, why would they even be interested in you? And the fact that you talk about communicating and want to talk, you're supposed to be a robot and a wife appliance. A wife appliance is not here to talk to these people. This is what they are saying out of their own mouth. Alex Orlando said, personally, I wouldn't date someone who had a body count of more than one. One murder could maybe be justifiable depending on circumstances, but three murders, I don't know. That seems a little sketchy. So Alex Orlando kind of understands why that person said three bodies. That one made me chuckle. Now I want to talk about this thread. This woman, Dr. Allie Lukes, had the nerve to say this. Thrilled to say I passed my Viva with no corrections and I am officially PH done. So this woman is now a PhD holder. And what kind of reception did this young lady get? Let's see. We will own nothing. Crow's feet and no children. You literally have lived in the most advantaged time in all of human history for women, and after 40 years, have literally nothing of any real value to show for it, and your bloodline will end with you due to your need to stick it to the evil man by getting an education. For over a decade, you have spat in the face of your thousands of ancestors that risked their lives fighting mountain lions so that you could provide a better life for their children, and you will eventually die having been a mass net negative for both the world and our species. The witch hunt cannot happen soon enough. All because Dr. Allie Lukes posted that she is PH done. Angelo says you would have spent your years better by getting married and having children. Aristophanes says the politics of smell. That's the best you could do. Benji says it's sad to see these great institutions lose so much credibility. Congratulations on fulfilling your journey, but it's sad to see this sort of thesis make it through. Knowing how many ideas are censored, preventing real interesting literary discourse. Law of Self Defense asks, to what extent was your PhD subsidized by taxpayers? And when do you plan demanding that middle class Americans working trade jobs pay off your student loans? And then there's some notes under it. It says the OP's photo clearly indicates that she did her PhD at the University of Cambridge, which is in the United Kingdom. And even the most perfunctory research shows that she is from the UK. Therefore, the middle class American taxpayers is utterly irrelevant here. Christoph is saying, once again, I am begging you people to just be normal for once. And then this person says, I can't get over the fact that men are publicly fantasizing over murdering groups of women for being independent is no longer in some dark corner of the internet, but is just in replies to whatever on one of the biggest mainstream social medias. Yes, they are just out there, just like a woman does something. A woman is smiling. A woman is enjoying a meal, and the negativity just comes gushing out. So this person, Blub Blub, sent a message to this woman saying, you are the dumbest effing B word I have ever seen on the internet, and the perfect example of literally everything wrong with modern society. Imagine thinking you deserve taxpayer money for writing up that useless piece of thesis nobody will ever read. Vegan, feminist, and queer, your dues to society are many, and me and the boys will SA them out of you. And then to that, Dr. Alley says, to be clear, this is where I draw the line. This is abhorrent and illegal, and no one should ever have to deal with this. And Roxy says, all because she got a PhD. Men deserve their loneliness. Blake says, we need a new prefix for people with academic PhDs. Doctor should mean something. And then Dr. Allie Luke says, you know what? I don't disagree with this. I certainly won't be putting up my hand if someone asks, is there a doctor in here on a plane? So she's not saying I can help you with, your CPR or something. Dire Wolf says, is this a parody? 3-Year Letterman says, I hate advanced degrees. Robert says, LOL, women in academia are such a bad joke. Shy Last Responder says, LOL at my work. Work is definitely a misnomer in this case. This is the most non-essential dribble I've seen in a long time. This isn't work. It's ego placating for the privileged. However, as long as I don't have to pay for it, I don't really care. Besides, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't looking forward to the economic reckoning that career academics will soon see, though. It will be entertaining to watch. And then Randy says, PH daycare is more like it. I the amount of men that simply get enraged over a woman having the nerve to get an education is a wild, wild thing. Back when I was in school, back when I was a child, parents pushed girls to go to school. I don't know if it's any different now, but you would think that these women are out here doing some illegal stuff. It's such a strange time to be in. Anyways, I thought that you all needed to join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And if you made it this far and you're not yet following me, go ahead and smash the follow button.